Today I want to talk to you. This is for those of you who have purchased a light of life. I want to talk to you a little bit about the light of life because now that we have quite a few of them out in the marketplace, we're learning a lot. There was a lot that I didn't know that it was capable of until people used it and called me. So first of all, you know that you push the little button here to turn it on. You turn it on right here. And then it starts to change the light here in the center. So you see it now, it's kind of yellow. Now it just changed color to green. And as it changes color, that is a technology that I haven't talked to you much about. So I talked to you about the terahertz. The terahertz, obviously the violet light. And the violet light is actually powered by LEDs, and the LEDs come through crystals. And the crystals magnify the LEDs and they make them more powerful. So when we have this light shining on our hand, it's putting out 12 milliwatts of brightness. Now that's the brightness. The light itself is actually 405 nanometers, which is the terahertz frequency. And so you know that you put that into your water, and it makes your water vibrate at 1 trillion times a second. And because our blood and lymph are 94% water, it gets our blood cells vibrating and our lymph cells vibrating so that they don't stick together. Well, that's that technology. But there's a second technology that I really haven't talked to you much about. And it's these four ovals. It's actually 8 different frequencies. And those frequencies are scalar waves. So when you hold this unit next to your body, the scalar waves are reaching out about 3 feet all the way around themselves, and they're affecting the energy pathways in your body. So let me explain that a little bit to you. And I'm going to show you a picture. Now, this is the energy pathways in your feet, and they go up through your body. And these zones are energy pathways. Now in acupuncture, they're called meridians. And those meridians affect everything in your body. So this light, this second technology is designed specifically to balance those meridians. So when you hold it in your hand, it's coming into your fingers and it's catching all those meridians. You can do the same thing on your feet or on your ears. So on your ears, all the zones in your ears affect those meridians. So if I take this light and I hold it against my ear, I'm balancing all those energy pathways through my ears, or through my hands, or through my feet. Now that's really important because those energy pathways affect every organ in the body. Now you'll notice that the light changes every few seconds. And there are 8 colors in these frequencies, and each one of those colors corresponds to one of the 7 spirits of God in Isaiah 11:1 and 2. So not only do these meridians get balanced, but this also is the same frequency that corresponds to those 7 spirits. But there's an 8th space, and the 8th space is white, because white is all the colors. And the reason we did that is because there's 8 spaces, we only have 7 spirits. We had to do something with the 8th space, so we made the 8th space white. So for those of you who have one of these devices, now you know about the second technology. But the third technology came out of Germany. And the third technology is this plate, this rectangular plate right here. And when you set a nutrient on that plate, it broadcasts the frequency of that nutrient all around it in scalar waves, and you project that into your body. So if you set this on a table in front of you, and you put a vitamin C on it, It's going to broadcast that vitamin C into your body by physics, not chemistry. Now let me explain the difference. When you put something in your body, that's chemistry. Your body breaks it down. That turns it into physics. Well, this takes the physics and puts the physics directly into your body. Now, do you still eat the vitamin? Sure you do, because now you're getting it two ways instead of one way. But even more exciting is that you can put a bottle of essential oil on this little light, and when you put the bottle of essential oil on that light, it picks up the frequency of that oil and it broadcasts it. Well, you can see the size of the plate, and the plate's a couple inches long, and you can put, if you have a 5 ml bottle of oil, you can put about 4 of them on that plate and broadcast that energy into your body. Well, what's happened now that we've shared this a lot? Let me tell you what happened. One of the first people that purchased one of these from me is a naturopath. And a couple of weeks ago, a friend of her who's a naturopath called her and said, my husband is doubled up on the floor with gallstones. He's in acute pain. So she ran over to the office and she borrowed this from my first customer. She took it home. Her husband shined the light on his gallbladder, and in 15 minutes he was without pain. And over a period of time, the stones broke up and he passed them. Well, I think I told you early on that another friend of mine had kidney stones, and he was over in Beijing, China, and an old Chinese professor said to him, if you'll shine terahertz on your kidneys, then those stones will break up and you'll be able to pass them. Well, that happened to him, and now it's happened to somebody else. So if I knew anybody that had any kidney stones or gallstones, I certainly want them to have this. But another friend of mine who's got lower back problems, he's a really strong guy. He's done a lot of lifting in his life, so he's got a lot of lower back problems. Well, when he got his, he'd put it on the sofa behind his back, he'd sit back against it, and it radically decreased the pain in his back. Well, where does pain come from? Pain comes from lack of oxygen. What is water? Oxygen and hydrogen. Well, so water is oxygen. Pain comes from lack of oxygen. So lack of circulation would have something to do with pain, don't you think? Well, by treating every glass of water or every glass of water-based liquid that you drink, you're putting that vibration into your cells, and now your cells are no longer getting stuck in their passageways, and they're traveling and carrying oxygen. So my wife uses hers constantly. She has a lot of stress in her neck and shoulders. So just about every day she works on her shoulders and her neck with this light. Now, does it get rid of stress? No, but it gets rid of pain. It doesn't get rid of stress, because stress is what? Stress is emotional. And stress is probably the #1 killer in our country, because when you get stressed, your muscles tighten up and you lose circulation. If you lose circulation, you lose nutrients. If you lose circulation, your lymph system is no longer able to get rid of the waste. So a myriad of problems are caused by stress. And, maybe I stress her. I don't know. But, hey, stress is a serious problem, but you can erase the pain with this. Now that you know that pain comes from lack of oxygen, it's lack of oxygen in the nerves and at the cellular level. When you get a cut, that's not the oxygen we're talking about. We're talking about oxygen at the cellular level. So when you inhale and you exhale through your nostrils, you assimilate more oxygen through your nostrils than anywhere else. So when you inhale and exhale through your nostrils, you pick up oxygen in your blood. Now, how does the oxygen get to, in your lungs, get to your lymph system? Well, it goes into your red blood system. It leaks out of your capillaries. It leaks into your lymph system. Well, when a blood cell is in the blood system, it's called a leukocyte. When it's in the lymph system, it's called a lymphocyte. It's the same cell. So why am I taking you to the lymph? Because the lymph system is what lubricates muscle fibers. Between every fiber, there's one column of lymph fluid. Well, if the lymph fluid, the cells are stuck together, can they get through one column? No, they can't get through. So one of the beauties of this device is that when you treat your water, you're getting the vibration into your lymph system. So now your lymph cells are working one at a time independently, and they can get through muscle fiber. Well, that's really important, because if you have a sore, tight muscle and you work on the muscle with the light, what happens to the lymph in that muscle? The cells break up and they can get through those muscles. You know, hard muscles are not strong muscles. Soft muscles are strong muscles, because muscles are fibers and they work like this. And if the fibers aren't able to move, they lose their strength. So we got muscles on a muscle connected here and here, and they stretch back and forth between themselves. How do muscles work? Inside of a muscle fiber is actin and myosin. Actin and myosin go click, 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 click. When they click together, the muscle shortens. When they let loose, the muscle lengthens. So as we flex a muscle, as it shortens, it gets tighter. As it relaxes, it gets longer. That's actin and myosin is the muscle fiber. But if the muscle fibers won't move, they're stuck. Do we have strength? No, we don't have any. Well, having this light is unbelievably beneficial to muscles, because when you drink your liquid, drink your water or your beverages, and those beverages get into your system, 94% of our lymph is water. 94% of our blood is water. It's lymph cells that carry nutrients to the cells and carry away waste. Well, how do the lymph cells get processed? They come up through the thoracic duct right up your chest, and mostly into your left shoulder, your left clavicle vein, and they process, and some of them come into the left clavicle vein. And after they come into that vein, they go back into the blood system, and now they get processed. Do you know why our fecal matter is brown? I'm gonna tell you, it's really simple. Because most of it is blood. What happens to blood when it hits the? Look at it. When you get a scab, what happens to the scab? What color is it? It turns brown, because the blood cells have died. Well, we're constantly producing new blood cells and new lymph cells. So let me tell you another advantage of this light. When you shine this light on the top of your spine, and the bottom of your spine, and up and down your spine, on your big bones, on your big bones, that's increasing the production of blood in the bone marrow. And my understanding is that the most stem cells are produced in the spine. So when you shine the light on your spine, it encourages the growth of red blood cells, lymph cells, and stem cells. Now, what are stem cells? They're smaller than blood cells, but they become whatever they need to be. So you hear a lot about people getting stem cell injections. Well, hey, I work on the back of my neck and my spine with a light, and I work on the bottom of my spine with a light. So I'm trying to give you some advantages that you can do with this light. But think about this. You've got a sore muscle, and you take that sore muscle and you work the light on that muscle, and you encourage the separation of the lymph cells so they're not stuck together. Well, pain goes away. Pain goes away because you're getting more circulation and more oxygen to those cells. So I hope that's helped you, because you've got the light. You need to use it. You got one, you paid $1,200 for it. Now because you're a customer, you can reorder personally, not for somebody else, for $800. Well, I've done that for a specific reason. I want to turn this into a fundraising program for ministries. Every ministry has people in the ministry that are unhealthy. Well, how can their health be made better? Well, first of all, my Bible says that the life of the flesh is in the blood. If the blood is not working properly, you can't have optimal divine health. So this is just a tool that helps make your blood work better. But it also is a light. Well, who is the light? Christ is the light. I call this the light of life. It's a light. Light always breaks darkness. So you've got this now. You can purchase these yourself because you're in the system. If you're not in the system, the way you get in the system is to become a customer. And a customer pays $1,200 for this light, and from that point on, they can reorder for themselves at $800. Now I've got one person that's already made over $6,000 with this light. So every time you share a light, you can make $400. Now, when people order from me, they pay $1,200. I don't discount them. There is no discount. $1,200 allows me to make it work. When we started, we thought we can produce 10 a week. Now we can produce 40 a week. So right now I've got 40 units on the shelf, and I'm ready to share them. And I need your help sharing them. If you know of any ministries that need a fundraiser, and I realize that's $1,200. It's a lot of money. But how much would you pay to get rid of your gallstones or your kidney stones? How much do people pay to have operations on things that this would eliminate the need of the operation? That's my question. Well, anyway, listen, God bless you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you putting up with me. And with that, I'm going to say God bless you. Goodbye.